Italian journalist and transfer expert Fabrizio Romano has stated Bryan Gil to Valencia on loan confirmed, and Sampdoria interested in Spurs midfielder Harry Winks. The Daily Mail are stating that Harry Winks has been offered to Roma, and a report from the Evening Standard is stating that Harry Winks wants to stay in England and continue to play in the Premier League rather than moving abroad. And the Football Association report has just been published explaining the reasons for banning Thomas Tuchel and not Spurs boss Antonio Conte. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all keeping well. This is another edition of Tottenham News, where I'll be going through all of the latest Spurs news, rumours and reports. If you're watching this on YouTube, please do hit that subscribe button. If you're listening to this on an audio platform, please do hit that follow button and leave a review if you can. Now, just before I get into it, please do download the OneFootball app for all of the live football scores, results and news, as well as getting all of the latest Spurs news on this channel. You can also see it all here. So download the OneFootball app today. It is absolutely free. The link is in the description. You can keep up to date with everything Tottenham Hotspur, club news, transfer news, information videos, tables and results. Also, you can now stream matches on the app and watch video highlights in addition to general football news. Don't miss out. Let's start with some updates from Italian journalist and transfer expert Fabrizio Romano. He has stated that Tottenham and Valencia are closing on final details to get Bryan Gil deal signed. Simple loan, no buy option clause included, confirmed. He then goes on to say that Sampdoria are showing an interest in Spurs midfielder Harry Winks. No talks with Roma as things stand. And Sergio Reguilon, still nothing advanced. Another update on Harry Winks, this time from Italian journalist Gianluca Damasio. He has stated on his website that a deal had been agreed yesterday to send Harry Winks to Sampdoria for a season-long loan. However, Harry Winks has apparently asked for a couple of days to think about the decision. Staying on the subject of Harry Winks, a report has just been published by the Evening Standard, who are stating that Harry Winks keen to stay in the Premier League despite Sampdoria interest in Tottenham midfielder. Tottenham midfielder Harry Winks wants to stay in the Premier League amid interest from Serie A club Sampdoria. Harry Winks is not part of Antonio Conte's plans at Spurs and has been training alone since the start of pre-season, with Sampdoria willing to offer him a route out of his boyhood club. In the report from the Evening Standard today, it states that Harry Winks, who has also attracted interest from La Liga this summer, is unsure about moving to Italy and wants to remain in English football if possible. Southampton and Nottingham Forest are among the English clubs interested in the 26-year-old and could make a move in the final week of the transfer window. Winks attracted interest from Everton and Leicester early this summer, but their interest has since cooled. The England international was part of Antonio Conte's squad last season, but has since fallen down the pecking order since the arrivals of Bentancur and Basuma. Yet another report has been published today on Harry Winks, this time from the Daily Mail, and they are stating that Tottenham outcast Harry Winks is being targeted by Jose Mourinho's Roma on loan as they look to bolster their midfield after Wijnaldum's injury, with the England star out of favour under Antonio Conte. The report states that Tottenham midfielder Harry Winks has reportedly been chased by Serie A outfit Roma on loan as his future continues to look uncertain. The 26-year-old has been out of favour under his manager Antonio Conte for some time, and the club are looking to shift him this summer after the Italian boss failed to play him in the team's first 3 games of the season. Spurs have already offloaded 4 players who were on the fringes of the team this season. Steven Bergwijn to Ajax on a permanent deal, Joe Rodon to Rennes, Tanguy Ndombele to Napoli and Giovanni Lo Celso to Villarreal, all on loan deals. A report has just been published by the Evening Standard, and they are stating that Chelsea head coach Thomas Tuchel quite clearly instigated the row with his Tottenham counterpart Antonio Conte after the 2-2 draw at Stamford Bridge earlier this month, a Football Association commission has found. Thomas Tuchel was hit with a one-match touchline ban and fined £35,000, while Antonio Conte was fined £15,000 after the pair squared up to each other. Both managers were then showed the red card by Anthony Taylor. Their sanctions were determined by a three-person independent regularity commission who have released the written reasons for their decisions. Thomas Tuchel said Antonio Conte refused to look him in the eye during the handshake, which he took as a sign of disrespect, and claimed that the Italian boss acted very aggressively in the aftermath. Antonio Conte claimed that he did not overreact to Thomas Tuchel holding onto his hand, a view the commission agreed with, and said he was proud of the way that he handled the situation. The commission's written reasons concluded that the coming together would not have happened if Thomas Tuchel had let go of Antonio Conte's hand sooner, and there was no justification for the German's behaviour. In the Commission's report, it said it was quite clearly Thomas Tuchel who instigated the confrontation between himself and Antonio Conte by choosing to grip Antonio Conte's hand and jolt him back after Antonio Conte had passed him by. Had Thomas Tuchel not gripped Antonio Conte's hand, the confrontation between the two and the subsequent melee that followed would not have occurred. Also in the report, it said Thomas Tuchel gripping Antonio Conte's hand for the reason he gave, Antonio Conte not looking him in the eye, was simply not justifiable. Courtesy handshakes are a common occurrence at the end of a highly charged football match, and there exists no obligation for one person to look the other in the eye whilst shaking hands. Thomas Tuchel telling Antonio Conte to look him in the eyes whilst gripping his hand was not allowing Antonio Conte to move away was a highly proactive act. Lastly, it states that Antonio Conte was unwillingly pulled literally into the confrontation with Thomas Tuchel. Antonio Conte did react aggressively to Thomas Tuchel's actions, but the Commission did not consider him to have hugely overreacted given the circumstances. Now back to the report from the Evening Standard. It states that Thomas Tuchel has until Thursday to respond to a separate FA charge of questioning the integrity of the referee for suggesting after the match that Taylor should not officiate Chelsea matches in the future. Now, my thoughts on these stories in this episode. Let's start with Harry Winks. Apparently, Sampdoria are interested in him. Apparently, he's been offered to Roma. And another story is stating that he wants to stay in the Premier League. He wants to continue to play in England rather than move abroad. And he is taking time out to think about the decision. He must be absolutely heartbroken right now, Harry Winks, because when you think about it, he has been at the club since he was 5 years old. He has gone through the whole of the youth system. He has played in a Champions League final for Tottenham. He absolutely loves and adores the club, so he will not want to leave. However, if you want to play first-team football, you have got to go out the door this summer. I get the sentimental aspect to this possible departure, but you know, if I was Harry Winks, I'd be thinking, my days are numbered here. I have to leave. I get the reason why he would want to stay in England. Of course, the Premier League is the best league in the world. I completely understand that. So, but you know, the bottom line is Harry Winks has to leave Tottenham Hotspur Football Club. He doesn't have a future under Antonio Conte. That is very clear, obvious, evident. He didn't get on the plane to South Korea, and he is not in Antonio Conte's plans. So whatever Harry Winks does, whatever club he chooses to go to next, I wish him all of the very best. Now, if you're watching this on YouTube, thanks so much for watching. Please do hit that subscribe button. If you're listening to this on an audio platform, please do hit that follow button and leave a review if you can. And I'll see you on the next one. Until then, come on you Spurs.